Hello there, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today, City Skylines video. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a couple days. I hope everybody's okay with that too. I tried to fix things up here a bit, and I'm not done. I'm nowhere near being done. I did add a little bit. I reworked a little bit. But our main concern before I left everybody due to illness was my roads. And I know it's my fault. So before we even start anything, it's not the game, it's me. I'm not 100% happy with what I've got. And again, I'm nowhere near complete. But I do want to show you progress. So excuse the keyboard noises. This was not where I started. This is where I ended. I took a Yumble intersection and reworked it to fit what I needed. And it's working. Traffic is bad. It's at, I think it was at 70. It kept flipping between 69, 70%. As I was wrapping things up last night. But I have, instead of that massive thing that was here, and then one big, 6-laner with trees going down the middle, I have one-ways. And it is working. It does look a little weird. I agree. Now, these are temporary. So you can get in and get out. They're temporary. So that the city could run while I was... Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that. So that I could work on things. That's the only reason those are there. My idea is to... Oh boy. Reintroduce the roundabout. Which I'm not a fan of. I know everybody likes them. Everybody swears by them. I'm not in that camp. I've tried them. And you know, when your city is small, they're terrific. Absolutely terrific. Especially at your starting point. They're great. But when the city starts to build up like this, and I've got a light here. I had to have a light here. That's why you got this. And I don't care. But I had to take care of something. So, again, all temporary. But I do like this. And boy, was it working. My idea is to come back in. Let me give you a little bit better overview so I can hopefully explain this in a way. Right now I have my dark blue and office all along here. And then on the insides I have pockets of lighter blue. My idea is to connect these and, you know, with everybody else is to possibly do either an above ground roundabout here with branches going off in 4 directions or 2 or even just, it would have to be 2, one to the other side. But I'm also thinking, well, one to get off the expressway and one to get back on. So that would be 4, whatever. Like one small one here, one small one here, and one small one down here, and then just continue because we haven't got much land left here. This is about it. And I don't want to really build on all of the land. I'd like to just leave pockets of natural, like not so much like this, but maybe with paths that could be connected to a neighboring area, and then just plunk down some rocks and those cute assets, the gazebos and things like that. That's my idea. So this is probably as far as we're going to go. Maybe a little bit more down here. I'm not sure. But I would like to leave this part of the coast clear. I'm still debating this area here. But anyway, that is my idea because this is our main entrance, right? I'm still thinking it would be best to have the roundabout above ground and have the lanes come down. But I don't know. Well, yeah. Because for these guys who want to go through and get to another one, I think that would be best. Instead of having to go around, down, around, down, around, just to get over and out. I think above ground, and I could be thinking wrong. I don't know. but I'm going to give it a try. This is my new area here. And again, I redistricted for the 4th time, I think. It's the 4th time. I have to show you. These are the dark green, little small blue, and little green. This is called, I believe, Wealthy European Wealth. And they're low right now. I think they're only at like level 1 and 2, a few 3s in here maybe. But I've had to redo this so many times, it's not even funny. But I'm a little underwhelmed. The design itself is pretty cool, but they all look exactly the same, don't they? The same color. I know there are mods that offer you the ability to change these colors. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I might actually have that mod. I'm not concentrating on mods right now. I am concentrating on trying to get the city up and running. So without having just like roads like this kills me, and this is what's killing my traffic. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. I used to jog it. Like if this one came down here, then this one would be cut off and you'd have to come down here. So since this one is here, this one would be cut off and you'd have to come out here. On down, that's how you used to do it. But just to get this up and running again, I haven't really concentrated on this too much. But you can plainly tell it's not a good look for traffic. So at the moment, I believe I have a light at every other junction, like here, 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 and here, just to try and keep up with this unbelievable traffic. These areas have basically stayed the same. I did move that mall, and I thought that these were a good thing. I know they're noisy, these tourism things. I know they're noisy, but the noise is like this, and the big green thing, it's like this. I thought this would be good for a neighborhood. It was over here, and I temporarily plunked it down here. Now, mind you, these are businesses, and then the houses are over here. I just plunked it here so that I could work over in this. I just used my hand to point. I took it from here and I moved it over here so that I can concentrate on this area. And all of these guys gave me a red sad face. I'm like, you don't, what? You're just as noisy as this. I thought they would like having this stuff in their neighborhood, but maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got to go over here now, because this was the second. You guys know me by now. I tend to baby my industry because so many people bash on it. I'm starting to feel sorry for it. It is the underdog, and I will always go out for the underdog. I removed this because everybody from this direction was getting off of my expressway coming through here, onto here, just to get over here to go this way or this way. And all of this was so clogged up, it was very, very unnerving. So what I did was I cut them off there, but I kept this silliness here. So you can still get over here. And you now have a way. Instead of using this to get off, you have to come down here. You have to come into my city this way. And I know that's wrong. Again, temporary. But what they're doing at this point now is they're all lined up. And I did this yesterday just as a test. This is the end of the dotted line is here, right? So from here straight down to this exit, they're all in the center lane. And they'd stop here, lane switch, lane switch, lane switch. So this center lane was all the way back. It was all the way back out of my city. And I'm serious. It was all the way back here. So I clicked on every single car to delete it from the center lane. Unbelievable. Every single one of them was going to the Japanese garden or the botanical garden. See how they're doing this? Now, I know here I have said these guys get this lane, these guys get this lane, and you guys get the outer lane. But I stopped their lane switching here. So they can't. So I know they're doing it here, but at least it's much further back. I honestly wish I could do it right here or even here at the ultimate exit. But I want to keep my industry guys in mind. So I gave and these, surprisingly, they're all work trucks. Needing to get into my industry. I'm stunned by that. And all my little tourists trying to get to a Japanese garden way over here, they just have to stay on the expressway. Leave my industry alone. So I reworked this, and it seems to be doing well. And I gave them actually it looks like 3, but it's 2 slip lanes. So this is a one-way system here. This one way, and then one way out, because this has a majority of my warehouse type things in where the trucks come in, they dump it off and they leave, or they come in, they pick it up and they leave. These are all 2 lanes. You can do whatever you want. And yeah, it gets a little backed up here, but not too crazy the way it was. This whole thing in here was just blood red. I do have business and office here, and then this is my old school yellow industry, and everybody seems to be doing fine. I'm not unhappy to see heavy traffic here, because I'm going to hopefully be able to go into my statistics without forgetting. I believe I am exporting 100%. There's 0 imports in this city, which is kind of weird to me, but hey. My fishing is hanging in there. I haven't looked at the stats on that yet, but I don't imagine it's all that horrible. Now, I cut these guys off from here as well. So I just gave them a little entrance in here. And again, it's just warehouses and garbage. And they also have the garbage here. This is the DLC, and this is just a mod, I believe, but they're clean garbage, so it's not that bad. Noisy, but clean. Now, I think everything is, except for these tourists who want to get all the way over into one of these areas to look at a Japanese garden. I can't quite figure out how to take care of that. Biffa does it. He just goes, okay, no switching here, no switching here, no switching here, and then everything just goes along fine. Well, it never worked out for me. The furthest I can go back is here because of this entrance ramp. I can't really do anything before that, but I had it all the way, just, you can't change here and you can't change here. That's how I had it. But these guys were lined up back here in the middle road just to come all the way up here and change lane. And I thought that was stupid. So I had the lane, those pretty colored lane things, I've got that. I know how to use it. It's just not working for me. So I don't know. I don't know how to handle this, and I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. As long as you're not bothering my industry, you guys can sit in that traffic for years, and I care less. I guess it's tourists that are the bane of my existence, so I've got to figure out a way to ignore them or embrace them. I haven't quite decided yet. Now, this neighborhood, again, was an absolute madhouse. It was so bogged down. It was sad. But I kind of fixed this. It's running, and it's running at a decent pace. It's not getting snarled up. See, like even this thing here where I gave them the opportunity to come on over here, it gets busy, but not so horrifically busy that nobody can move. It's running, and I'm happy with that. I'm extremely happy with this. Yes, I did put a light here, or did I put I can't quite remember. But they come all the way down here to get in here, and this is working as well. Not unhappy, but I also gave them an entrance to the other side, and these are the 2 ways. Just 2 lanes, one in and one out. And they can get from this side of the city over to this side of the city, or they can get from, they can all do it. It's no big deal. But my biggest concern, because of what I did, and at one point all of this was connected, but since I took it all out, I have to reconnect them now. That's where I'm at. I did add city services, but only Metro at this point. I put it back here, but I used the, vanilla one. It's not above ground. It's just, what do you want to call it? The terrain, for whatever reason, got really weird here. and it wouldn't let me do anything, and it was a little annoying because I just couldn't see it. But I got it to work. I know it looks weird, but it works, so I'm not going to worry too much. That's, I think, about it for the road. I mentioned, I believe in the last video, we got rid of this because I just couldn't stand it anymore. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this. It actually just looks like a retaining basin, doesn't it? I have no idea, but I would like to build in this area. Just don't know what to do with this. My brain is just not telling me. I'm not coming up with anything clever or interesting, so I don't know. And then, of course, my industries here, the DLC industries, they're just coming along swimmingly. I believe in my last episode I showed you that I added the unique factories, and I expanded my forestry, my farming, kind of sort of my oil, and definitely my ore. So they're all at 5 stars now. I can move on. But over here, I thought this was cute. I thought I'd show you. There are more and more trucks using this area. So we are getting the ships coming in, the cargo. They're acting a little weird. Like, you can see them and then they either plunk out of existence or they get so far and then they turn around and go back. These guys are leaving, so it's no big deal. But yes, it is working. See, the trucks are coming and going. And then the ships, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I only have the yellow dotted circular track things for ferry, not cargo. But this did plunk down green. It did connect whatever was out here. So it does work, just not in the way I had hoped. And it could just be the position I'm in here. This might not be the ideal area for this, but it's closer to my industry. I'm not unhappy with it. And it works when it wants to. But I'm not having issues with cargo anyway. I think if I had more imports than exports, I might be having an issue. I don't know. Well, the other thing too, I guess a clear indicator would be that your businesses are constantly telling you they don't have enough products to sell. I don't think I've ever had that. Maybe once or twice when I'm moving a road or repositioning things. But I don't want to sit here all day waiting to show you that, yeah, my cargo hopper works when it's not going to cooperate for the video. Okay, so at this point, again, it looks exactly the way it always does. Well, not quite. I think I'm expanding by itty bitty increments, but I am expanding. I did rework a bit of this, so this man-made hill here is going to look a little strange. I kind of moved it back just an inch. These guys love to walk, and I believe a majority of them work in this area here. They do have dark blue and light blue business, so you can see my little Art Deco theater here. So they do have light blue and dark blue, but man, do they love to walk. So I gave them as many options as I could throughout here, so you can see all these walking paths. But I ended up, this one seemed to be the most used, and that could just be a time thing, and it could be because this is here now, I don't know. So I gave them the opportunity to come behind the school and work their way over to this path, which is the second most used path, which comes up to these neighborhoods here and connects all the way up to the top. They come down here, and then look at where they're going. Directly into my industries. And they don't seem to mind. My little ant workers are completely happy to do that. Although I think it would be nice to give them bus. I will. And I know that my not implementing the transportation services sooner is part of my problem. But I don't know why I don't wait until it's too late. I forget until it's too late. And I'm like, why didn't I put this in like an hour ago? This always made me nervous, but it is moving, so just ignore it. As long as it's not snarled, I should ignore it. But I don't like seeing it. It's like, can't you just go? And this is that dumb lane switching thing. I've tried everything. And they're just being real ninnies. So I don't know what to say. But I am not displeased with what I have done so far. I hope that you guys think I'm making progress. And I appreciate the fact that you're hanging in here with me. I feel so guilty, I guess, for lack of a better word, with my sporadic uploads. And that last video I made, honest to gosh, I felt like just privatizing it and then deleting it. Because in my head, I just make it, well, in my head, I hear myself screaming and ranting and raving and kicking things. And then I watched it. I had to watch it back 3 times just to assure myself, you sound actually kind of calm and rational here. So what's in your head and what's in reality are obviously 2 different things, that's my life. But I do apologize if anybody was off-put by that, because that is my biggest fear. I tend to get criticized for being not blunt, but people think I'm mean when I'm not, and people think I'm yelling at them when I'm not, and people think I'm judging them when I'm not. And it's part of the reason why I just stay away from people, because it's been that way my whole life. I watch Satch on Sims, and he will come right out and say it. But he is a blunt guy, and he admits he's blunt. But what I'm getting at is, he always has to say, will you leave me alone? About the color of my lips and the color of my hair and the way that I talk. And he's constantly being judged, and it was the same way for me. And by the time I was in like 5th or 6th grade, I'm like, you guys aren't exactly perfect yourselves. Why are you picking on me? I don't sit there telling you got a big nose, you got a hairy chest, you got smelly breath, you got big ears, you look gross. I never ever did that. But people felt compelled to do it to me. So I'm constantly on my tippy toes, walking on eggshells, going, well, if I say that, am I sounding okay? Is anybody going to call me out for, you know what I mean? And it's exhausting. This is me, and I'm not sugarcoating anything. If you truly believe I am mean and I'm always judgmentally, cruelly doing things, I apologize if that's your impression, but it certainly isn't who I am, and it certainly isn't my intention. Hopefully I cleared that up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I like the way things are going. I'm not unhappy with it. And you are welcome to let me know what you think of my idea here. A little roundabout. If you will recall, I did have these are overpass bridges here. You can't really see it because I put so many trees down, but I just overpassed this highway thing to get them from one side to the other. And I know it's clogged up because it's the only one here. I could do that just as easily on these intersections that meet, but I don't know that it will be as expedient as hoping for a small roundabout with a branch here and a branch there, a branch here and a branch there. Well, you know what I mean. The roundabout would have to hit this way, and it would have to hit this way because they're one ways and all that other stuff. Well, actually, the roundabouts would be here, so one branch would hit the one way, the other branch would hit the one way, and then the other one would come over to this and then over to this. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to obviously have to knock down some business, but that's not that big of a deal because, again, I don't know what's going on, but my green, blue, and orange for industry, those bars, they're just not moving. And if they do move a fraction of an inch, it's orange, meaning they want more industry. So I will either come down here and put a couple blocks of yellow or a few more blue offices. And then I move on. Oh, I think that's everything. I'm not sure. Oh, I did promise you we would look at our stats. So let me get that out of the way quick. This should say 60. Oh, it's up to 75. Well, I think people are starting to get the hint here. But it doesn't look pretty from the sky, let me tell you. And we know we have these issues. However, it isn't that they're jammed up. This is another one. I've got to fix this. Temporary, but it's moving. I can't remember where I put a light. I usually look for 4 ways before I put a light, but I believe I have one here. That's the only light I have. But it's moving. It's moving. It's just a lot of traffic. And then you come over here. It's moving. Well, there's a light here because it's a 4-way. See, it's starting to get busy, but it's moving. No issues. And then we'll come to my industry here. I showed you this even in real time. It's red because, my goodness, look at all the trucks. But they are doing what they need to do. And they're also getting in and out, which makes me very happy. So they can get out this way to go that way, or they can get out this way. And I know, convoluted, but it seems to be working. It seems to be working just fine. Now, the other issue is going to be, this is where their lane changing stops. I will not let them, so under this bridge, that's it. So that's where they're doing it, and I don't care. And then you come down here, everybody, hardly anyone is leaving my city, which I guess is a good thing. They all want to get into my city. And a majority of them will get off here and then try to figure out a way to get over here, which I understand. That's why we need to work on this center strip here. So this is bogged down. Now, this has occurred since I added my train station here, but you'll notice I gave them so many ways to walk, and they absolutely adore walking. So once I'm done with my road work, I'm going to have to concentrate on getting these guys through the city safely so that they can stop disrupting my traffic by crossing the streets. So it's just them wanting to get in and get out. This is red because, again, they're stopping. Well, no, this is inside. So this is one where every other one has a light, and I don't care at this point. I'm just trying to settle it down so I can do this and just stare. So what's going to work? See, I want to get this side to this side, and I want to get this side to this side, and I already did this side to this side. But there has to be a way for them to be able on this to get back on these. And that's where we're at. Oh, did I want to, maybe that's in budget? Yes, my train guy here is yelling at me. I have so many metros going. I boosted my budget all the way up for them, and it's just not enough. There's just too many trains, but it's because it's the only form of transportation I'm using right now, so it's bad. Okay, industries. Making okay money, but for some reason, ore and oil, I keep struggling with. And I know, again, it has something to do with those unique factories, and I'm not plunking down enough oil wells and mining shafts. I just don't have that many of them there because I wasn't really interested. But I don't know that it's doing all that bad. We are in the red, and that I believe is because I shifted things. But I'm not unhappy. If you'll notice, my population keeps fluctuating, and I can't quite figure it out. I think when we left in the last video it was either 29 or 39. I cannot quite remember. But it's always been hovering around the 32, 35 mark. And we are up to 49 now, suddenly. So that is a good sign. But I did have my first death wave. But because I use the, what is it called? Transfer manager. Because I use this, instead of this hearse going all the way over here to pick up a dead body, it's only picking them up here. And with these subsequent districts, it's the same thing. Any crematoriums or cemeteries in here can only pick up the dead in here. And it's the same with transferring bodies. So they can only do it in here, and they can only do it in here, and they can only do it in here. Now this district, I will say, yeah, I guess you can pick up somebody from here, but I do have more on this side of the mountain. Got one somewhere in here. And I believe I have crematorium somewhere around here and somewhere over here. I believe there's even a there's a crematorium right there. So they do have one, which is why I haven't been having too many issues with dead. Oh, and you're done. So I like that mod. I really do. It's very helpful. This one, I know, darling. I know. They're blocked. Oh, do you want to see what I did? This is embarrassing. Yeah, see, there's just too many of them. I don't even know if you can see it all that well. There's just too many. Oh, I hate that that happens. It's like auto pick up a building. Yeah, there's just too many of them, and it's getting bogged down. And I figured that would be the case. I knew that was going to happen, but I haven't been able to get in here yet to do the buses because I'm concentrating too much on the roads. Way too many trains. I know. Yep, there it is. So they gotta wait. All right, it isn't that they can't, it's that they have to wait. Something else I need to work on and attend to. I know. I will. I promise I will. I will try to take care of it. But hey, it looks a little bit bigger and a little bit better at this point. What do you think? And you think I'm on the right track? I hope so. Let me know if you're ready to go. No! Oh my gosh, if you do that, your city is going to explode. And by the way, thank you so much for your continued help and suggestions. I really appreciate that. Do keep that coming. You have no idea. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. I know they're kind of boring, and I do apologize for that. The sporadicism of them, is that a word, sporadicism? The sporadic upload. That can't quite be helped at the moment, but I promise you I will get better. I kind of inadvertently poisoned myself with the vitamin D, and I was just taking way too much. The dosage was far too high for my metabolism, and that's what was killing me. So since I've been off it and on a much lower dosage of it, I'm feeling normal again. Hopefully that will help with the daily uploads. But thank you for all that you do for me and this channel, and I really appreciate it all. I'm very, very grateful. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves now. Have an absolutely fabulous day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.